Are you ready, kids?
What are they watching, Pirate?
No guts, no glory.
Isn't that... Oh, no.
Oh! Who lives in a castle made of human
We're
flesh?
done. We're done. Okay, we're done.
Ah,
No.
boo. You're no fun. Hello and welcome to another podcast where two guys talk about anime. I'm your host, Brood Badger.
With Shino.
I'm sorry about Pirate Badger right there. Like, he doesn't quite understand that not all anime is for kids.
Yeah, like, from... Like, I don't even understand. Like,
I mean, it's a common scrutiny, I guess.
yeah,
that
I guess you could say that.
Some people go through and it's like, some people will walk on, it's like, I'm not really into anime, I feel like it's for kids. And it's like, what are you watching?
Like, whenever I think of Pokemon, like, anime is for kids, the first anime that comes to mind is, well, Pokemon.
Of course, yeah. That's
Well,
probably what they think too.
Yeah, but after me, like, deep diving into the anime industry, not all anime, because it's 2D animation, it means it's made for kids.
And as we know, like, not all 2D animation's not meant for kids. You look at stuff like Big Mouth, Rick and Morty, Family Guy,
Simpsons,
Archer.
those are all, like...
Those are like mature entertainment.
Yes. But I never see people say that those are for kids.
Mm-hmm.
But they say anime is.
So, like, what makes you think? What drives the difference between, cartoons for kids and, let's say, cartoons for young adults to adults? Like, is it the humor behind it?
Humor, language, and how there's all the kawaii things, like over exaggerating.
Level of cuteness.
Yes.
Versus level of desire.
I guess so.
Such as abs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah. I would put that as young adults. But yeah. But so that's the thing that always drives me up the wall most of the time is whenever someone's like, hey, it's nice for kids. It's like, what makes it for kids? And like, I get the dark jokes, probably, adult-like content.
Yeah.
Whether it's language or focus on the human body part.
Mm-hmm.
But like, trauma.
Yeah.
It's like, is there a different level of trauma? Like, I know people that I think of like shows like Bluey, and it's like little trauma. But then you got a kids movie like The Lion King. I love using that as an example.
Bambi.
And Finding Nemo. I mean, those all have family members, a son or a spouse who lost someone close to them.
And it's
in the same area. That's not like they were across town. It's like they were like right by them.
And it's still considered, well, for kids.
Yeah.
It's probably because the kids don't notice it. They just know, like, oh, it's a talking deer. Interesting.
No, I think they noticed.
I'm not sure because whenever I watched Bambi as a kid, I didn't understand the concept of death. So I didn't know that it was as tragic
as it was. Yeah. It's like, and there's another one. It's like, doesn't entirely deal with death, but A Fox and the Hound. There was abandonment.
Mm-hmm.
When the old lady left Todd the fox in the woods because he kept getting blamed. And she realized that he's a wild fox, so he should be amongst his own kind. But he grew to love her so much, and he didn't really understood what he did wrong.
Yeah.
So it's like that was kind of heart wrenching to me. I was like, I have not watched it since.
For me, like the Lion King was heart wrenching for me
Hmm.
since I knew the concept of death. I
Right.
didn't like then, but I didn't have a full understanding of it. Like, because I remember when I first watched Lion King, my mother explained death to me as they went bye bye forever.
Okay, yeah.
That's basically what death was to me.
Right.
So like whenever I saw spoiler alert, but that Mufasa dies, like I'm like, that's sad. That's really sad. So the whole concept of trauma in general, since trauma isn't anime, Berserk is a very good example of this.
I mean, Berserk hands you servings of trauma.
Yes,
It's a full course meal.
but it's not. That is definitely not for kids.
Oh yeah. Like maybe look like a cartoon. A guy wielding a giant sword. Yeah, that's highly unrealistic. But you know what guts go through in Berserk. It's nope.
It's a no from me.
And if any of the listeners here want to watch it, haven't seen it, you do you. We're not saying it's a bad anime.
It's not a bad anime. We're just.
It's a cult classic, my opinion. It is a classic
It is.
anime, and I would encourage you to watch it if you are interested in it. Just don't grow attached to anybody.
Yeah. Like throughout for Berserk, I am an uncle, so I would not suggest it to my nephews until they're probably at least teenagers, and my nephews are barely like. I'm not going to give away their age, but they're not teenagers yet.
Yeah, still in the single digits.
Yes, they
There
are.
we go. There we go. Now we all know. Anyway.
Not the exact number, but I'm not gonna try to do that to my nephews.
Yeah. I mean, same with my nephew. I was like, I'm not going to encourage him to watch that. Not without one of his parents involved.
Yes, definitely.
Because at least then, it's not just my fault.
It's not just your fault.
I didn't stop him.
Fair enough.
But it's like, anime is like, you got some anime out there who, they don't just give you one form of trauma. They keep giving it to you. I mean, look at Attack on Titan.
Akame ga Kill.
And Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes, those are 3 trauma-induced.
Yeah, it's like there's trauma after trauma after trauma. And what I like about those is that our protagonists have to live with that trauma, but also have to move forward.
Yeah.
All right.
If you actually think about it, Pokemon has trauma.
Yeah, but Ash comes back to life.
Yes.
So
But
I don't really
still.
count that. I don't really count that. He's not gone forever. I don't count that.
Okay, fair enough.
I got standards, darn it.
You got standards.
Yeah, he was about to build in the trauma pile, and then he comes back like, well, nope. Power of friendship.
Isn't that just fairy tale?
No, that's My Little Pony.
Fair enough.
But, oh no, and even some of the animes that we don't necessarily like to watch, like Kill la Kill,
Yeah.
is they got some trauma in there
Yeah.
too with the main villainess who abuses her daughters.
Mm-hmm. Which is not the greatest.
Yeah, kind of adds to why we don't like it, honestly.
I have my own trauma, just related to it, but I'm not going to go into it in this podcast.
Yeah. Now, you want us to talk about it? That's a whole different thing. You guys
Yeah.
can host your whole different podcast, and we can guest star on it.
Yeah.
But it's not just Lost. Sometimes it's just something that's just darn right scary. that's just darn right scary, you know? Like, for instance, all right, this is me. I love using this as an example, is Secrets of Nim.
The spider scene,
Yes. So, yeah, you heard me talk about it many times.
like yesterday.
Yeah. So, in this scene, our main heroine, who is a mouse, Miss Brisby, she's taking care of her uh, four, three children, and after she just recently became a widow. So one of her children is sick with pneumonia and he cannot be moved. So she goes and seeks the advice of the great owl.
Mm-hmm.
And as she's going through the owl's burrow, I guess, is what you call it when it's in a tree.
I think so.
And she goes looking for him, and unbeknownst to her, there's a spider dripping from the ceiling. All right, trigger warning for any of you guys who are arachnophobes. And just hearing the word spider turns, triggers you.
Trigger them.
Nah. I know one who is. I am triggering him. Anyway, it descends down, and the animators did not have to go so hard on animating that thing's face. I'm talking the mandibles were moving, drool was coming out of its mouth, and like it was looking to have mouse for dinner. And it was terrifying as a child. I just couldn't believe my mom put me in front of it, and then the spider gets squashed by the great owl, which honestly made him even more terrifying than we already knew.
It's a display of power.
I mean, yeah. And she was at the bottom of the food chain right there. But, there's also Brutus in that movie as well. So, like, this is the same movie. Brutus, he is a rat. And when we are introduced to him, like, he is surrounded by shadow. You don't really see any features of him, but he's just attacking Miss Brisby. Like, it's like you see that, and it's like, that is rage. Like, no words were exchanged. It's just this dark silhouette with red eyes.
Yeah, that does sound ominous based on your description of it.
Yeah, it's like, that was terrifying. But,
Anyway.
But it's like, that was the 90s kind of animation. It's like when they want to make something terrifying,
They will make it terrifying.
they will make it terrifying. And again, those animators had no business going so hard. But they do it. And like, that's why I love animation so much. And it's not like the computer animation that we do today when people are trying to animate you to be scary, and like whenever you're drawing it, it's almost like you're sculpting it.
Yeah, it's like you're making a sculpture, but
It's like you're putting the nightmare into the work, in my opinion.
putting the nightmare fuel.
Yeah. But it's like, that's also an American-made animation that meant for kids, that had some traumatizing scenes to it. Even though you don't see anyone die, it's just those things are scary to look at.
ain't that the truth?
Yeah. And then you got stuff like in anime, so like I'll do a spoiler warning for, what do you say, Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah.
All right, Full Metal Alchemist. And I'm going to talk about the first one because that's the one you can't really see anymore
Yeah.
unless you really look for it. Right, the first Full Metal Alchemist, I mean, whenever the Elric brothers lost their mom and they decided that they were going to try to bring her back to life using the power of alchemy. And when it failed, you saw the aftermath. Like, it showed you the aftermath, not a silhouette, not just like a hand with like shadow covering the rest of the body. We saw the aftermath. We saw into the eyes of the beast. And, it's like, that is traumatic, and points off to the voice actors who are giving these blood-curdling screams in response. And these kids are like the older brother, he loses a leg. The younger brother loses his body. So this kid, he's going through the loss all over again, and then he brings back his brother into a suit of armor and loses his arm, and there he is, the older brother, just in a pool of his own blood. And that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
That's just the beginning.
Well, didn't it not change? Like, just change the animation for that scene?
Well, my opinion, the first Full Metal Alchemist, probably because I've seen it so many times, made it more traumatic for me for the scene involving Nina, a young girl that they befriended.
That's what I was referencing.
Yes.
So thank you for picking that up.
Nina and her dog Alexander. And what the thing is, was, I guess traumatizing for that one is not only the physical aftermath of it, but the morality involved with it, because there was no fixing her.
You can't really turn back.
There was no fixing what was done to her. And so one of the characters, Scars, he really did the only humane thing possible. It was graphic in the end, but at the same time, it's that decision that no one wanted to make but had to be made. So Scar became the necessary evil.
Yeah.
To do what, none of us wanted to do. I mean, it's like, I couldn't have done it if I was there.
I know I couldn't. Like,
And that goes into the trauma and, the hard choices, which my opinion, separates it from what is supposed to be a child cartoon to young adult to adult.
Yeah. Like, whenever I saw that scene, I was like, I had my own dog. I still have dogs, but it just.
You had your own.
I had my own dogs. I'm like, who is sick enough to do that better to their own child?
Mm-hmm. And another thing that the first one did, all right, they added a storyline in the beginning that I thought was also perfect. This is why Full Metal Alchemist, the first one in 2003, 2004, that's why it's one of the best alternate anime storytelling I've ever seen.
Right.
It's like there's a character that you see later in a suit of armor, like the younger brother, Barry the Chopper. You actually got to see him in his human form while he was still human.
Mm-hmm.
And he went after their childhood friend, Winry.
Right.
And she was about to be the next victim. And that was Edward, the older brother's first experience with a life or death situation where he wasn't in control. Other times, like, he was in control, he had a plan, but this one, he was not in control. Someone he knew was in danger, his life was in danger.
I've only seen Brotherhood, so this is new to me.
Oh yeah, it's like you gotta look for it nowadays. It used to be on Netflix, but they took it down because they lost the showing rights to it.
Right.
But I keep hoping that Bone Studios will agree to re-release it someday, because so as traumatic as everything in it was, it was still a beautiful story. And don't get me wrong, it's like tragedy's tragedy, but sometimes that is what's needed for our hero, to either have his resolve or to see him crumble in the weight of the world. And that's the difference between what makes something just pure graphic and what makes things a story.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are animes out there that is just straight up horror graphic, like Blood C or Blood Plus. I mean, I want to say it's Blood C. You got these giant rabbit monsters who are picking people up, eating them like corn kebabs, eating them like skewers, and putting them in a bag, and then using the bag as a blender.
That is
I mean, like,
very
that's,
horrific.
that's the very thing that I think of when people say anime's for kids. I'm like, no.
No, it's not.
It's like, the things these guys draw, that inspires half of these modern day horror films.
Yeah, I know that there are still even horror comic artists that are out. Just I don't remember the title, but I remember there is this like manga that is about this girl that is the only one that's able to see like
Oh, I know what you're talking
evil
about.
spirits.
I know what you're talking about.
And
Maybe for our Halloween special we can
Yeah.
focus on that one.
yeah, I'm like, but the way that the artist draws it, it's like even though I know it's not real, it's like it's still pretty
Graphic.
graphic and hard to look at.
Yeah, it's like, and that, that goes in. It's like, it's not just like someone's death, but it's just like what you see, just the pure horror of it. I mean, it's like, it's why people like to go to monster movies. They're like, what sick thing can someone like come up with, and what's the tragedy around it?
Like you could say the same about villains too.
Yes. Yes, I mean, it's like a villain. There's a reason why the villain's acting this way.
I think there is a quote of like the Joker.
No, you're thinking of Harvey Dent,
Yeah.
Two-Face.
Yes. Oh, it takes one
From-
bad day
It really does.
for someone to go from good to evil. But
You either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
exactly.
In which case, there are enemies like that where the villain is the hero, like Code Geass.
Yes. But with Lelouch.
Lelouch had to become the villain to save the world, and in the end, it kills him.
Quite literally.
Air quotes. Many people just debate whether he's dead or not.
Yeah.
Nah, he's dead.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious he's dead.
If they come out with a movie and he's there, that's an alternate universe. No, he's dead. That's an alternate story. Most movies are not canon until the creator says so, like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, like Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Yeah.
That Akira said, yeah, that's canon.
But you also got some most modern anime, like Demon Slayer, that some people are saying it's like, yeah, that can be for kids. And like, no, it isn't. Young adults at best, not kids. And it's like, I understand where they're going with it though. You got all the pretty colors, you got the choreography where it comes with their combat. I mean, they're swinging elements around, but in the end, each demon has their own tragic backstory that a child cannot comprehend.
Like a Kaza.
Mm-hmm. And you also have, I don't know, the death of Tanjiro's family, who is the main character.
Yeah, in the first episode.
In the first episodes, like all his loved ones except one had one speaking line, and then we never see any of them again. And then his sister, all she has left to say is, Exactly, she's internally gagged. They put the gag order on her, so
I mean, that's bamboo, but still.
that's still a gag.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
It's great when it becomes a running gag.
Not an actual gag.
All I know is I can't have a conversation with her.
I mean, now, kinda.
But regardless, like, just because it's something you see one scene and you think, oh, this would be good for kids.
No.
Do your research before you think about introducing a kid to anime. So, and we talked about all the ones with tragedy in them. So let's talk about ones that we think are for kids. For anyone out there who has like a young niece or nephew,
Yeah.
a child that they want to introduce to anime, so they can eventually get to where we're at.
Pokemon, K-On. I tout
I mean, Pokemon, Digimon, relatively good starts.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah. Yeah, their duels go on forever. But there's also, we can go with Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah.
It's a magical girl anime, so I guess, yeah, that would target one specific audience.
Just not the manga Cardcaptor Sakura.
It's like, we don't. No, don't do it.
Okay.
It's just one scene I just wasn't comfortable with.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Let's see. Bakugan is a good one.
Yeah.
Maybe the Blue Dragon. It was inspired from Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball Z.
Well.
Anyway.
Anyways.
That was a work question right there. Anyway. But, yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. There's also other stuff that was on, in my time, Jetix. There was Puka Puka. Which, you know, if you know, you know.
I mean, most of mine were Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Beyblade, Bakugan.
Yeah,
As
like,
a kid.
yeah. So, but then they do exist out there. Just unfortunately, most of them are like tied to video or card games.
Yes.
So, I mean, how else are you supposed to get a kid to buy more product?
I have a show with spinning tops that have that are dragons.
Dragons, tigers, firebirds.
Yes. I used to be obsessed with those as a kid. So it worked.
Yeah, and it works. So, but anyway, that's kind of our thought of it. Is that yeah, we're with 99% of the community that anime is not for kids.
It's not.
It's not. Like there are some that are for kids that be a good start for them.
But depending on their taste.
Yeah. So like, but if we're gonna move on from like the kid-like quality to the young adults, probably the best way to start off with is the classic Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. You know what? I'm gonna go and say One Piece can be for kids.
Oh. Do tell.
I mean, honestly, death has no consequence in One Piece. Not until like you get very late into it, and like by then they understand it.
Right.
But it's like majority of it is the wacky hero coming up on top.
Yeah, I can see that now.
It's like I would say One Piece is for kids. In fact, I would say it's for all ages. All right, like you got the wacky hero, Luffy. He comes up on top with determination and just sheer obliviousness to everything else going around him.
Isn't that basically like MC though?
No, not always. Naruto had an idea what was going on around him. He knew half the village didn't like him. It's like, and then he became aware of what he had inside of him. You got Bleach, Ichigo. He wasn't oblivious of anything. He was just brought into that life.
Fair enough.
It's like Dragon Ball, somewhat. He's oblivious to it, but he has, like a more direct goal of wanting to protect people that he's close to.
Yeah.
Not just and like that involved everybody, and his clear goal was to be the strongest so that he may protect them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Versus Luffy, he needs to get strong so he can become king of the pirates and overthrow the government.
Yes.
So, which oddly enough, in Indonesia,
What?
this is a random fact for all of you people, all the beautiful people listening. In Indonesia, they are flying the Straw Hat Jolly Roger in protest of the government. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, I want us to have that kind of protest. Do that. I mean, granted, you got Congress who's going to look at that. It's like, the anime is running the kids' minds. Like, it's not, but keep trying.
The Great Pirate Era.
Exactly. But that's but overall,
Mm.
that is our viewpoints of anime not for kids, but there are anime for kids. You just need to watch the first 2 episodes
Yes, just to check it out.
just to check it out, because otherwise you're going to end up watching When They Cry or The Promised Neverland, and you're going to instantly regret it in the second episode.
Yeah, so just make sure that you overlook. If you're trying to get your kid into anime, make sure
Google it. Do your
Google
research. Your kid will have some form of trauma afterwards, and it will be your fault.
Yes.
They will remember this. And it's either something you guys are going to laugh about, or it's just going to be a hot dream for them.
Yeah.
And you're just going to have to gaslight them that it never existed ever.
Like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so this has been the Brood Badger.
And Sheena, blasting off again.